Yes. Welcome to No Ideas Original featuring Shannon, Mr. Rob, and Zane. What's up, y'all?
What
Peace.
up?
Yo,
What's going on?
for those that may be watching this live or those that's gonna watch this pre-recorded, if you know Little Vicious, have Little Vicious hit us up for an interview.
Yeah, yo, shout out to Little Vicious. Come
We-
on, little boy.
we would love to talk to Little Vicious.
Let's see what he's up to, man.
I saw it not too long ago. I don't know if it was at a show with Dougie Fresh or I saw him online doing something.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's still out. Before all of this, he was still out getting work, doing shows and stuff like that. He had Freaks. That was a major song for him.
Yeah, son. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people, if you search for them, still doing their thing. They're not in the wings. I mean, like Broadway say, some people probably got jaded because of how music has changed and things that are going on. And it's like, man, do I even want to do this anymore? But there's still a core few. Maybe not even a few. There's still a core bunch of them golden era artists that are still out here making their numbers, man.
Yeah, or doing music because they enjoy doing it just for themselves. Yo, here's a pop quiz. Tell me another Little Vicious song.
Wait.
No disrespect to Vicious, but that one song is a song that he's
a classic. You can play it to this day and it's still rock.
Yeah, Zane.
What was the first one again?
Freak.
What was the first one? Man, that's the only one I remember.
That's the one. Have you ever heard another song by him?
Nope. That's all I want to hear.
I haven't. Honestly, that's a good little trivia right there. You need to look that up.
The bass was banging, all that, yo. I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, but you know what? Real talk, that wasn't even his shit. That was just a dub plate. Somebody else dub plate, and Dougie Fresh got on it, and he put his own words and stuff to it.
You're sick for that, yo.
That's crazy.
Nah, I'm serious. Like, yo, that wasn't. You think that was his rhythm?
I don't even know.
Nah, I already know.
Ask Nels. I'm telling you, she probably be like, nah, hell no.
Nah, no, I'd have played, devil advocate for the novices that is tuning in. They don't know about that era back then.
Yeah. So if you know Little Vicious, plug us in. Maybe we reach out to him after to highlight him because I'd be definitely interested in talking to him. It's Buck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of these folks that be entertainers as kids in our minds, they never grow up. Like you still look at them. When we was talking to Shaheem, and I was like, yo, everybody always still.
Oh, I'm a rugged child.
You're like 40
years. Rugged adult now.
Hey, I tell you what though. On a serious note, shout out Shaheem. I looked on his page. We interviewed the brother last year, but the songs that he has right now, they're doing pretty tough. What I've been hearing.
Well, he's doing some work. He's doing some work with the Wu too. So I seen some joints with him and Ghost, him and Jack.
Now the only one that I don't agree with, okay, I think that when it comes to like,
be politically correct because you thinking about how you want to frame this. So be politically correct.
No, I am. When you think about aliases or second names and all that other stuff in the third, why do Bow Wow still have Bow Wow? Like, how the fuck you 30-something years old and still got a name called Lil Bow Wow?
Nah, his name is not Lil Bow Wow no more.
You call him Chad now.
Chad Moss or something like that?
Chad Moss. That's what I mean.
Chad Moss.
He goes by his full government, I believe.
Chad, yeah.
It's not Lil Bow Wow no more?
Nah, he had dropped a little some time ago and it was Bow Wow, but now I believe I think it's just Chad Moss.
It's Chad, yeah.
All right, well, I apologize, Chad Moss, aka Bow Wow, Lil Bow Wow. I apologize.
Now you gonna pretend that you wasn't a Bow Wow fan?
Now I was a Bow Wow fan. No, because Bow Wow for real, he made it to where, I mean, come on, he hooked up with Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine Dupri, a legend in the game, and you can't take nothing away from him. But yeah, back when Bow Wow was, hitting and him and the Brat and all that, he was putting out good dance music. I ain't going front.
What was your favorite Bow Wow track? Rob, don't front. You know you got at least one Bow Wow.
I got no Bow Wow choice, yo.
Hey, don't make me log off tonight.
I can't even think of a Bow Wow song right now.
I
That's
don't
what
know
I'm
the
saying.
name.
That's what I'm saying. Don't make me log off tonight, cause I
Nah.
don't know, but I know the I remember the renditions of the songs, but I don't know the name.
He had the
I
joint with
was dancing
Sierra.
to them
Remember
drinks.
he had the joint with Sierra?
Now that song
He
I
was
remember. I like that song. I
That's
like
what
that.
I'm
he was
saying.
he was dating Sierra back in the day.
Oh yeah, now you gonna put his business in the
Actually,
street?
actually, Bow Wow or Chad Moss was the first artist that I know that was like a celebrity that dated Sierra.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had that. What was the other joint he had?
Man, you
He
gonna
had
have
the
to
joint with the remember
look.
the Luther sample, the Let Me Hold You Down. That I don't know
I
if that was
remember
the
that.
name. I know but he had the Luther sample. They was Ti was writing the songs back then.
T.I. was
Get
writing this
out of
lyric.
here!
You
What?
ain't know?
I ain't know that.
I thought that was public knowledge. Ti was writing them songs back then.
The song he
Wow.
had with Sierra was "Like You." That was I like that song.
I was about to say that was my shit.
I like that song. I like that song.
Rock quarter seven.
Let me hold you, shorty like mine. I don't know none of this shit.
Yo, that was a whole different era of hip hop though. Like that was the 106 and Park era. Remember him?
Yeah,
B2K,
Doggy.
him,
He had an
B2K.
album called Doggy Bag. Man, listen, man.
All right, yo. So hold on. Before we go any further, I got another trivia for you. Another trivia. You ready?
Shoot.
Name one Little Romeo song.
You got me fucked up. I don't know. Sorry. I can't even think.
Oh,
You
what's
know
that
what?
song called? No, I know, no. What's that #1 song he got?
What?
My dad can't make decent design sneakers.
You foul.
Yo, Dirt. You gonna see? You gonna mess about Master P? Shout out
Nah,
there.
I ain't going front, yo. Master P can't make no good design sneakers, but shout out to
Master
Lil
P just
Romeo
put out
though.
a new pair, Maniatis. He put out some Maniatis. Think they call the cheesecakes or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Moneyati's called it cheesecake.
The Maniati cheesecakes. One. Put it in the chat if you know. Give me one Little Romeo song.
Somebody, please. Think of one and don't go Google it either.
Hey, yo, on another note, how was your week?
Week has been
Go ahead,
all right.
Rob. Go ahead, Rob.
It's the day in the life of a black man. It's got some disturbing news today. It's just a lot, not with me per se, but in my surrounding circles, there's just a lot going on, man. So just pray for me and my family and my friend.
Yes, sir.
It's just a time where, you got to stick close to your family, man. You got to support one another. And I can tell you this, being a parent is tough. Anybody that's out there with a parent, especially in today's time, I don't think I was much of a troublesome kid for my mom. I had a little bit of a smart mouth, but I respected my moms pretty much. But the youth today, I get it. They got the courage. They think they have the courage of a lion and they want to try shit on their own. But taking information, taking advice, taking guidance, is something that they're not privy to doing. So, just shout out to my family. Shout out to everyone that I'm dealing with. Yeah. Shout out to my man B Lyles. And that's about it, man. I'm just staying humble this week, man. I'm humble, man.
Yeah. We might have a different vantage point now. We need to have our parents on to talk about us, about how we operated, because they probably said the same thing. Like, damn, these kids is bad as shit.
I got a whole bunch of things to show you. My parents on here.
Yeah, Zane, how was your week?
It was pretty good, man. I took the advice of Yushanon and my brother Brandon, and was looking into the StockX stuff. As far as with StockX, the main thing is like the sneakers. It look like the sneakers hold the most value on there. So I purchased some Paul George's, some LeBron vintage joints, and some Kyrie Irving joints. So I only purchased 3, but when I looked online after I came out of the store, it looked like it's a nice little flip where I can make 4 times my money. But I just got to see how the market is, because you never know if them joints is like a necessity, or put it this way, you don't know if it's a want or a need. So I got to see what the market value is on them joints. But besides that, cuz you already know. I hit you earlier, and I was telling you about how Ethereum and Bitcoin is up right now. So I mean, stocks is booming. You know what I'm saying? So but besides that, man, just it was a lot of ice down here. I was chiseling off the steps because there was a lot of ice down here. But luckily, we down in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, we had way more rain and sleet than snow, of course.
Yeah, it's been a lot of memes out there, people busting their ass, boy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I mean, we was fortunate down here to get a lot of sleet and rain. And at the same time, like I always say, man, when it snows or whatever, it purifies the air. So even though we got this pandemic going on, that snow, that precipitation right there is purifying the air, especially snow more than rain.
Yeah. I was saying, like, with the StockX thing, man, I was able to make a killing. Like, the last couple of years, I've made thousands of dollars off of StockX.
Man, nah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just by chance, and the reason why I've been able to make money off of it is because, I'm into sneakers. Yes, please, OG Dad, tell us. Romeo, Uncle Nah. We know Romeo's uncle song. We know
Romeo Uncle song. Who Romeo Uncle? Who Romeo Uncle?
Silk the Shaka and
Oh yeah, Silk the Shaka and
OG Dad come with that.
OG Dad too, man.
But look, the StockX thing, Zane. That's what I was saying to you. Like, it's really a science to it. You got to get all the stuff that's limited. You get the stuff that's limited. That's the stuff that really goes for a lot of money. Like I sold a pair of Yeezys for close to $1,000. I sold quite a few pairs of Yeezys. I've sold Jordans. And it's a nice flip. I bought a pair of shoes. I showed you, Zane. Bought a pair of shoes yesterday that I'm looking to make. I bought them for $250. I'm gonna get them on for $500.
I'm glad you said that, right? I was down at Big Bro house yesterday at Brad house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling Brad, B-side. I was telling B-side, I said, yo, it's certain stores we can go to and get these joints that's like size 14, size 13 and up. And a lot of people that looks on StockX, they can't access that because of the size. You know what I'm saying? It's not a large volume for people to get size 13s and up. So I spoke to my brother, me, B-side, and my brother talked for like about a half an hour. So when I went today, like I said, I bought the Kyries, the Paul Georges, and the LeBron joints. They all size 14 and up, or 14 and 15. But I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hold on these joints for like 30 or maybe 45 days. If I don't get no sales, but I think I'm gonna sell all three. But if I don't get no sales, I just bring them joints back and get my money.
You gonna wear them?
No. I wear size 9 to size 10 depending how the shoes cut.
About to say, Jesus.
The Shaq shit's
walking around with the
It's like Frankenstein feet, bro.
That's money yachties.
The yachties, right?
Money yachties. But yo, all jokes aside, we laugh at Master P's designs and sneakers and all that. But don't remember when the Baller brand kicks came out? It wasn't like those was good looking. Those was a nice looking shoe.
No. I'm glad you said that though, cause I wish I would have bought the original 2 or 3 pairs, cause they're gonna be worth some money. Because look at how LaMelo doing, the youngest son of the one that plays for Charlotte Hornets.
He not wearing those.
He wearing Pumas.
No. I mean, it might still hold value like 5-10 years down the line.
You know why they hold value? They hold value because they're so scarce and limited. Like him. Kanye West, and now I see other designers doing it. They got a little racket that they do. So what they do is they put the sneaker out pre-order. You pay whatever the pre-order money is, and they use your money to actually get it manufactured, rather than them buying a ton of shoes and then shipping them to you. And that's what LeVar Ball did, and people was complaining. People was like, yo, 6 months later, I still haven't got my shoes, or I still haven't got my slides. He was selling slides for over $100, $300 slides. What the hell are you gonna do with $300 slides? You go to Marshalls and get a pair of Adidas slides for like $25, $30.
Mm-hmm. right there.
Hey, Rob, but that's pre-rehearsal. You just had them on by the side.
I got them all, brother. I got them all, son.
And when you went to the store to get them, you ain't have to wait 6 months to get them, right?
You just sit right there at the door waiting for me. Like, you just pulled them off, paid for them, and left out the door, son, real quick.
Oh, man. Yo, so maybe we should make that a contest, though, and be like, yo, give us. Nah, because people going to Google it, though. Because I was going to say, give us 5 Romeo songs. You give us 5 Romeo songs, we give you something in return.
Jesus Christ. I don't know any Romeo songs. Man.
Hey, well, I tell you what, the number 1 song will be "My Dad Can't Design Shoes." It's coming out in the future.
Yo, all right. So Michael, yo, before we get into the topics, let's give me 5 Master P songs.
Make them say, That's a classy cut.
About it.
About it is 2.
Ice cream
man.
3.
I got the hookup. His song. I know they had a movie.
I ain't trying to throw the movie in there.
3.
That's it.
Yeah, I can't name. No, another plug though. I can't design shoes real good. That's another song.
You saying all that shit? You open up Zane Closet, he probably got the whole Master P collection.
The movies. The nigga got. You got the what's the cereal? Woody Woos.
Woody Woos.
The Percy Miller, aka Master P limited edition joints.
You got the bacon. You got the biscuits. You got it all down there.
They can say,
Nah, yo, I got into a fight over that fucking song in the club, yo.
Yo, OG Dad said, I don't appreciate how society has lowered the bar regarding what a skip sneakers. Really? You think they lowered the bar as to what constitutes skips? Because I don't really hear people talk about like skips anymore. I hear people talk about beaters, but not skips.
Skips was the fucking. You got caught with a pair of skips, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen a person with skips in a mad long time. But like, you know what? Low key, back in the days, people probably thought Vans were skips, right?
Or jocks.
Remember jocks? Yeah.
Jocks look a little bit like.
Hey, y'all remember? Hey, we all from the Bronx. Y'all remember Buster Brown's on Fordham Road? Mm-hmm. Buster Brown had some other joints in there that they wasn't like highly recognized, but they were still comfortable or whatever. And then at the same time, and then at the same time, it's like, look, shout out to Shaq and Stephon Marbury when they did their little deal with Payless Shoes. They was putting out shoes for like $19.99 or under because a lot of people can't afford that. Okay. Then you got like major cities like Chicago, New York, LA, DC, whatever. It was people killing people over shoes that cost over $100. So Shaq and Stephon Marbury made it affordable where people can buy the shoes.
Shaq had I think the deal where like he was doing his shit through Kmart, and I think Steph was doing what's the spot out in Brooklyn they ended up going out of business. What was it? Something in Barry's. Nick and Barry? I forget what the name was. This spot out in Brooklyn, and he was selling them $19.99. The Marbury sneakers was ugly as hell though.
Nah, they were.
They were
even the And1s. I ain't really feel the And1s, but I
like And1s.
And1s was okay to play ball in, I think.
I played an And1.
Yeah.
I ain't like them shit.
And1s was all right.
The play balling, And1s was all right to play balling.
Play balling, yeah.
All right, so being that Rob and Shannon said that, right? Mm-hmm. How much y'all think the first original And1s is worth right now?
$30? $30 probably, if that. 30.
They in Kmart. They might be in Marshalls.
Yeah, in Walmart. They probably got them in Walmart.
You might get it.
Ross. They
might be in Ross. Matter of fact, they are.
Got Ross up there. You got Ross up there.
Yeah.
Ross.
Oh, okay.
You might get some And1s in there.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I don't really. What would constitute? What pair of sneakers would constitute being skips now?
Nothing, because people are so creative with stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
People wearing anything on their feet. You'd be like, what's those? It's like, I just like them because I like them. I remember back in the days, if you had a pair of jocks or a pair of Olympians.
Sears, yo, what's that? Die Hard. Yo, the same cat who make batteries made your kicks.
Oh my God, son. Back then, man, you had to be official, man.
Yo, but that's a prime example of. Remember, I asked who was I asked Kehlani. I think that I remember I was saying is like, is it the clothes of the person? Because right now in this day and age, I don't honestly think that everything a person wear it doesn't necessarily need to be designer to look good. Because you can put on something that ain't got nothing to do with no designer and still look good.
And bounce it. That's right. That's how you rock it, man. And usually,
right. And also, now go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the person makes the clothes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and also shout out to a lot of the young entrepreneurs or any entrepreneur that's Black or Latino, man, out there. And even if your stuff is not recognized like on the wide spectrum, you'd be surprised how what clothing they have out there from these independent people out there. They have these clothing lines that's just as official as the stuff that we already rock, whether European brands or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Like I'll say this.
If it look good, somebody will wear it.
That's what I was going to say. That's what it comes down to. Like whatever a person taste is. But yo, some people do be making the Gordon Cottrell joints or whatever with the short sleeve or whatever and the long joint.
The Velcro strap on it, son.
Yo, but let's get serious for a minute. Get into the show. And first and foremost, let's have a conversation about Texas. I know both of y'all see everything that's going on right now in Texas. Just want to get, I guess, like your feedback and thoughts in terms of everything that's going on in Texas. We'll start with Zane. Go ahead, Zane.
Well, shout out to family and friends and associates that we have down there in Texas, like Kehlani, who we had interviewed. She's down there in Texas. My homie Smarty, Afrobeats artist, doing a lot of great stuff down there. I just think overall, man, it's like I was one of the very first people that was skeptical about the global warming stuff, but this stuff is real, man. This stuff is real, and people gotta just look at it like as the years go by, more CO2s that these industrial plants pump out into the air and all that stuff, it's depleting the ozone layer. So at the end of the day, we have to find another way to conserve this, to stop that as much as possible, and green energy and all that other good stuff. Because you gotta think about it, man. Like our kids and our kids, if we have like stuff going on right now with the weather, imagine how our kids and our kids' weather going to be when they grow up. Yeah. So I mean, shout out to like people like Elon Musk from Tesla and all these other people, and even people that we don't know that's coming up with another different way in order to conserve energy and have it to where we can at least have it to where the weather get curved. Because down there in Texas, man, I heard about all that snow down there, and you gotta figure too, man. A lot of people, yeah, they getting hit. So a lot of people that's down there that's not used to that, they crops and stuff is getting tarnished. All of that stuff. Like you got a lot of farmland down there in Texas.
Yeah.
And some of that is some of the most fertile soil because it's a lot of oil down there, number one. Number two, when it comes to like planting crops and all that stuff, it's all about the soil. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just like when you date back, when you retract back to like Africa, like Nigeria or Kenya, they have some of the best soil. So whatever you put into that soil, it comes out a certain way that's different from everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you got this stuff freezing over, that's gonna mess up a lot of the farmers and any people that's out there doing some independent stuff out there as far as like with the crops and all that stuff. Go ahead, Rob.
What's your Zane? What's your skepticism with global warming though? Like, to me, like global warming, I've never been skeptical about it because I remember as a kid, every year at Christmas it snowed, But probably for like the last 5 or 6 years, Christmas time roll around, it'd be like 75 degrees.
I remember one Christmas we was outside playing ball in our t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. And you got to look at it from the early 1900s when the Industrial Revolution hit. Man, they was just just beating up oil refineries and doing all these different things. They've been shout out to the planet for one, to endure all these things that be going on. Just eroding the rainforest or all the wood trees. You got to remember, those trees is taking in all the carbon monoxide to give us fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
So the planet is turning upside down and trying to kind of just recycle itself and put itself back into the normal spin of things. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on in Texas, I mean, these guys is living, they're no water, the water's contaminated, frozen pipes, the design of homes and buildings aren't made for weather like this. I was talking to my father-in-law today, and he was talking about the way they build roofs. Roofs are caving in because they can't hold the weight of the ice and the snow.
Yeah.
And so it's disastrous down there. It's cataclysmic, man. And if you ask me, it's a little biblical too, because in the South, all the shit that's been going on in the South, and y'all been living scot-free, 90-degree weather, now y'all got to deal with shit that you ain't accustomed to dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And these things are hitting people hard, man. I think in Austin, their water supply, they lost over 325 million gallons of water.
Damn.
Pipes are bursting. Now imagine in an area that's already probably water desolate because it's so hot. They can't water their crops, they can't water their gardens. They gotta collect rainwater to flush toilets down there. That's how much of a drought it is in Texas. So now here it is. You come up with snow, they ain't got no electricity, ain't got no water, you ain't got no heat. People ain't been used to dealing with that, man. And it's disastrous down there. I pray for them guys, man. Wow. Shout out to Old Diamonds, one of the brothers I grew up that lives out there. And Broadway lives out there too. So I wish some brothers well, man.
Look at even the stuff with Ted Cruz. Like, where's the leadership? Senator Ted Cruz gets on a plane to go to Cancun with his family when the state is in a crisis. And AOC and Beto O'Rourke
narcissism, yo. You know how they live.
Yeah, to raise the donations, and they shamed him into coming back. I think he came back. He admitted that it was wrong on his part. It was poor judgment. But it just goes to show, like, the elites are exempt from some of this stuff. I feel bad for Texas, though, because I feel like Texas is like that Gulf down there, that area. It's like lately it's been one thing or another, man. And
Texas is a little bit of a peninsula like Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get the turn of weather. You're going to get hot air meeting with cold air. Once that happens, you're going to have a disaster. They already get hurricanes and tornadoes. Every now and then, but once in a while, you might get an earthquake that might come through there. They're in the epicenter right there. They got what's it called? Tornado Valley that goes right through there. I mean, other states like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi as well, all neighboring states got hit pretty bad too.
Yeah.
But these remember, these are these Southern Confederate states too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little, I looked at it like, honestly, I said, this is karma.
That's real rap right there, bro.
Away from my people that live down there. But I said, but these are lands that have been doing some hellish shit over the years, man, over the centuries. And now they asses out.
Yeah, B-side said food prices are about to get sky high. Mm-hmm. Food. You may think about what the gas prices may look like also.
That's right. So
shout out B-side, man. Bradford.
B-side, man. Yo, when I read that they're collecting rainwater to flush toilets, that's serious. And most people, they like what Zane said, they don't know how to deal with that. People are going into their garages, turning on their cars to heat up the house. I already heard a couple of people die from carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide.
You know what I mean? That's in the north, you don't do that. You know, you go get some wood or, you know what I mean?
Now you know what he did in the north though? Open the oven. People open the oven for a little bit.
A little bit.
Right.
That's the whole project shit. I'm with that. I know about that.
Open the oven.
And plus, like I said before, like the soil up in the north, once you get past like Virginia or whatever,
Soil is different.
no, I'll say once you get past, I'll say about Virginia. Once you get past Virginia, the soil, the nutrients on that is totally different from what's up north to down south. So
and they
I
get more sunlight, and when you got a lot of sunlight, that helps the soil and you know, with crops and farming. So, man,
I mean, I heard Joe Biden was saying that he said FEMA's already there and that they got like some additional aid that they putting together to send out to folks. But you know, it's real. Like people are in a position where they can't eat, they can't have nothing to drink, no electricity.
Right.
You know, it really makes you take a step back and appreciate what you have. Like, think about it right now. If one of us lost our internet, we'd probably be like, damn, yo, there ain't no internet. These are people that probably haven't ate and God only knows how long. And look how big of a state Texas is, yo.
I'm saying, bro.
Texas is huge.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of people coming out of Texas, man. A lot of people. But this should be an eye opener for people to now believe it don't matter where you live, anything can happen in where you live, B. Earthquake, snowstorm, tornado. Tornadoes are starting to become regular up here. I don't remember a time where I even thought a tornado would be up in this area. And I remember, was it 2019? Tornado came right through Connecticut, B.
Yep.
Oh, word?
Things. Hell yeah.
Took some of the siding off my house.
Yo, son. So it don't matter where you are, man. You can get it all now, son.
Yeah. Our prayers are with everybody in Texas, though.
Let's prayers go out to Texas, man.
Yo, speaking of prayers, oh man, yo, we lost a legend yesterday, Prince Marky D, and today was Prince Marky D's birthday.
How about
today was his birthday. Yo, let me say the irony behind this because we just had Father MC on a couple of weeks ago, and that was one of the questions I asked Father MC. I don't know if you guys remember, but I asked him what was it like working with Mark Morales. Then behind the scenes, I had been talking to Mark Morales about the possibility of coming on the show. And he was telling me, he was like, he can't record. I think he said he can't record in the evening, something like that. So
he got a show of his own.
Yeah. You know, so I was trying to coordinate with him a time that we could have did a pre-recorded interview. So to see this, I was like, man, like, yeah, I was bugging.
I was devastated.
Yeah, man. And you know, growing up, I would say, you know, born in the 70s, but an 80s baby, you know, and listening to the Fat Boys, like, yo, the Fat Boys music had a huge influence on me. Like, my older brother had Fat Boys album. I used to listen to that album, the vinyl front
every day.
Yeah, front to back. Like, and I could recite like mad Fat Boy songs or whatever. Like, they had classic records that I like. Yo, in my opinion, the Fat Boys were like one of the first rap groups to actually go commercial and crossover. I think that's when it kind of became, for me, I stopped being as interested because I wasn't down with them with the Beach Boys and all that stuff. But yo, I loved them in Crush Groove. I thought Disorderlies was a dope movie. I kind of felt like that, and this may seem far-fetched, but you know, I kind of felt like took their wave and rode it and really prospered over it. I kind of felt like those three were the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yo, the original Disco 3.
Yeah, like they were the original embraced by like middle America and always say fun rap kind of thing. But I don't think that they had the momentum or the machine behind them to keep them going. And to me, it just transitioned right over. Fresh Prince, Will Smith took it and ran with it. And, you know, but it's just sad to see him go because I don't think a lot of people realize like this man's Mark. Like a lot of people would stop for them with the Fat Boys, but this is a dude who co-wrote Real Love, produced for J-Lo, Destiny
Child, Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Working. But yo, Kurokski and Prince Marky D were both MCs.
Yeah.
They weren't like no shabby rappers. Like these guys wrote lyrics that, like you said, you can recite some of their stuff to this day. And I loved all their work, man. Even when I grew up, I loved All You Can Eat. That's what turned me into a fat kid. I was a fat kid. Yo, son, I used to eat like that. I used to hear that. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, you could eat. Oh, you can eat. Don't you dog me? You know what my favorite joint
was? Or my other favorite joints was In Jail Without the Bail.
That's my favorite joint. In Jail.
So when you heard that, when Red Alert or Chuck Chilla played that, that was it, son.
Yo, for the life of me, I'm putting this out here. I'm going on record with this too. That sample, if you flip that sample, I'm telling you, that's a high sample. If you flip that sample, I got to get co-production credit on it. Because I keep telling people like that In Jail sample, that thing, In Jail. Yeah, that's crazy. That's like one of my favorite. Fat Boys are back.
But tell me this too though, right? Before there was Dougie Fresh on the beatbox, who was doing that before him?
It was all, you know what?
I think Dougie Fresh was first though.
Yo, it was always like a kind of like a silent competition between Doug and him, but it was, to me, it was two different sounds of beatbox. Like I could tell apart.
And Bismarck too. Bismarck was in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rob, I'm glad you brought that up, bro. What now? You know how I do this, Jan, the 1, 2, or 3 situation all the time, right?
Hold on,
look,
quiz time with Zane. We gotta get a credit that comes.
You gotta get
the trivia. Now, as far as for beatboxers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude from Fat Boys, Dougie Fresh, or Bismarck? First, second, or third? First being the best.
You gotta add another person to it. You know who else? Rozelle.
Rozelle from the Roots.
Oh, damn! I forgot about Rozelle. Dang.
Rozelle was nasty. Now Rozelle.
I never forget the time when Rozelle made his appearance, his debut at the Apollo. Crazy.
Yeah, give your order, Rob, and I'll give mine.
Dougie Fresh, Bismarck.
Oh wait, so that's 4.
That's 4.
Rozelle making 4, right?
Yeah.
Doug Fresh, I gotta go Doug Fresh number 1. Mm-hmm. I still can't that clicking noise he do. Mm-hmm. Rozelle, Biz, and then the fat dude.
And then buffing the fat dude.
I agree. I agree with that same 4, Rob. I agree with that same 4.
I'm gonna go Dougie Fresh. Unanimously, we got Dougie Fresh 1. I'm gonna go Dougie Fresh number 1. Number 2, I think I'm gonna go. I think instead of Rozelle, I think I'm probably gonna go Biz.
I feel you.
I'm probably gonna go Biz, and then I'm gonna go Rozelle.
And you know what? And I'm glad you selected, because Rozelle, we didn't know Rozelle till later on.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna go Biz, then I'm gonna go Rozelle, and then I'm gonna go Buffy. I'm gonna go Biz before Rozelle because I think Biz also was a person who the beatbox was an instrument,
right?
Much like Dougie Fresh. And Biz to me is like, you think about it, Rozelle. I had to throw Rozelle in there for you. Like, oh yeah, Rozelle. You know, Rozelle by far, when it comes to like the technical aspect of beatboxing, he definitely arguably 1 or 2, definitely with him and Dougie Fresh. But I will have to put Biz there just because I think I went to make the music,
right?
You know, with Biz. So I'm gonna go Dougie Fresh, Biz, Rozelle, and then Buff last. Because to me, Buff was more like the acoustic.
Buff had that one sound. That was it. That was it. It didn't go no more different. It didn't go different.
I'm hungry.
Biz hit you with
Buff get an E for effort.
Now Buff was nice.
Buff was right. He was all right. But he just had one solid style. You know what
it was? Buff beatbox, like you could, like with Biz wasn't as big as how big Biz is now, and I hope Biz is doing better because Biz was in the hospital. But with Buff beatbox, you could tell he was a bigger man.
Right.
Like it was just something
shout out to Biz, because I was seeing Biz. I see, bro, in the past 3 years, I've seen Biz Marquis about 10 times at PG Plaza in Hyattsville, Maryland. He be in the food court by himself, dolo, big ass dookie chain and all that.
Iced out.
I think Biz he stays somewhere out in like Maryland, D.C. and
He in the
Virginia, but I've seen
hospital
him a
now.
whole rack of times at Beltway. I mean, not Beltway, at PG Plaza Mall. And
Yeah,
food court,
I don't know if he out yet though, but I think he in the hospital. Like he wasn't doing too well.
Yeah, I heard about that a while ago. Yeah.
I think he's still
Shout
in
out to
there.
Biz though. Shout out to all four of them brothers though.
But yo, again, like yo, Prince Marky D to 52 years old too. For some, in my mind, he was older than that.
It's young, man. I don't even know what the man passed from, but
Nobody knows. They haven't said what it was yet. But in my mind, I just had him pegged for being older than 52.
listen, man, tired listeners, yo, understand death is a tough thing for us all, man. When I was talking to Shah about this behind the scenes, I kind of honestly believe, I think death and the fear of death is on people's minds prevalently because of this pandemic. I think everyone in the back of their mind is like, I don't want to die. Just got death on the mind. Yo, let's start changing our thoughts, man, and keep a positive mindset because people are just dying out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's for health reasons, whether it's the pandemic, or just people are just leaving. And I honestly feel, I think that's on the minds of people just a little too much because people are unsure. People don't know what's going to happen. And you know what I'm saying? And you're walking around with this idea in your mindset, even though you're going to work. But trust me, man, I just got this feeling that people have this on their brow. Start changing your thoughts, man. Start thinking positively, man, and seeing yourself in a positive light. And maybe things could turn around because, when it starts to get contagious like that, we're going to see more of it. And we already had 2020 them ramsacked us.
Yeah.
People just dying left and right, man. Let's not bring 2021 in the same way.
Yeah, I agree with OG Dad. The Fat Boys definitely stole the show. And
Cruz, yes.
I probably hold the record for most times watch Crush Groove. Like to this day, if Crush Groove come on, I'll probably watch it.
I would stop and watch it. That's a fact.
Only thing they could have did better, Blair Underwood did make a good Russell Simmons team.
Yo, why they choose him of all people, man?
I don't know who casted him as Russell Simmons, but
I'm gonna say he want to play himself, yo.
But that movie's definitely for the culture. If you have not seen Crush Groove,
classic.
You're not hip hop. You'll know how I get when it comes to Crush Grooves, Beat Streets, Wild Styles. Somebody. I don't trust any grown man that look me in my face and say they seen Breaking 1 and 2, but they never seen Beat Street.
Yeah, son. What year were you born, son?
Right. That's like opposite day.
Yo. Switching gears, Joe Biden. Joe Biden is, of course, now that he's been elected president, there are things that people expected him to deliver on that possibly he may not have a desire to deliver on. So Joe Biden was on a CNN town hall meeting this week, and he was pressed and he's been receiving actually a lot of heat from progressive Democrats about reducing student loan debt by $50,000 for student loan borrowers. But he's still saying that the maximum that he's willing to offer is $10K of relief. Now, here's the thing. Whenever he's, I guess, confronted around it, he says he's not certain that he has the power of actually doing it.
The executive order to do it, right?
What's your position? What do you think? We'll start with you, Rob. What do you think? What's your position on Joe Biden refusing to forgive up to $40,000 of student loan debt?
Well, his reason is in part that he doesn't want the policy to disproportionately benefit those higher earners, like people that's making a great wage that can pay $50,000, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And and he doesn't want that to benefit them. You know what I mean? Because if you're making $200,000, $300,000 a year, pay your $50,000. Pay all your goddamn loan. You don't need no pardon. But the effects of that is affecting over 43 million loan borrowers, most of them black and brown, who may benefit from that. And also with that, it can also help the wealth gap, excuse me.
Of course.
By 40%. So, I mean, to be on the fence, and then you got about 17 attorney generals out of 17 states that are bringing this resolution 46 and this resolution 100 um, to play in the effects. I think resolution 46 has to do with emergency relief, and then resolution 100 has to do with racial healing and transformation. So this is all politics, which I'm not very privy in, but in lieu of it all, I understand what Biden is saying. Look, if you went to school to become a brain surgeon and you got loans over 200,000, pay your damn debt. You know what I'm saying? And 50,000 ain't gonna hurt you because you can make that. But then there is a disproportionate amount that it can benefit. Some people that probably just have a $50,000 loan, where that probably just wipe it out altogether. Yeah, I mean, 10,000 is a skip in the park. So I'm really on the fence with it, to be honest with you, man. Really on the fence. I haven't made a decision yet.
I get his logic. Why he wouldn't want to do it. I think for me the best way to look at this is like, when we were talking a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about contracts, and I was saying that contracts, if you sign it, you have to uphold whatever the contract says. So in that regard, like, and I'm speaking from the position of somebody who has a student loan, and my student loan is over $50,000. So I get it. Like, you know what you sign up for. I know what I signed up for. My thing with it though, I think that he's using that almost as an excuse to say that if a person has more than $50,000 in student loan, that they should be working a job that affords them the ability to pay back the student loan. But what I don't think he's taking into consideration, or what he's trying to probably hide from, is that there are many people that are underemployed, right? So let's not pretend that people don't go to private institutions or university and get 150 grand worth of loans and then come out of school and get a $40,000 a year job. Well, if you get a $40,000 a year job and your student loans is $150,000 or something like that, and you don't do income-based repayment, your regular note on something like that would probably be upwards of probably like $700 to $800 a month. How much is a person making a month if they make 40 grand a year?
How about that?
So yeah, so that leads me to say, like, I don't think it should just be a blanket for everybody wipe 50K off of their student loan, but I think it can be by situation and circumstance that they look at, like the same way they put a threshold in or a cap for the amount that they were giving people for a stimulus. Like what you're saying, Rob, like if somebody's a neurosurgeon and they're making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, yeah. Or here's the thing, you know what? If a person is a neurosurgeon, if a person is a neurosurgeon and years have gone by, chances are they probably paid off a substantial amount of their student loan debt to begin with. But to the other part that you mentioned, which to me, when I heard it, I was like, this is where Joe Biden is living foul, is because they could easily, if they did want to stimulate the economy, if you do forgive that student loan debt, in my opinion, is one of the reasons why home ownership is probably on the decline, because people graduate from college, they're strapped with this massive debt. If you strap with that massive debt, there's no way you can afford to own a home and pay your student loans if you get in a regular entry-level job. Not everybody that's graduating from university is graduating as an engineer, a doctor, attorney. Not everybody's getting a six-figure salary, and oddly enough, I remember like in one of my courses, I used to do like a exercise with the students, and I used to always say to them, like, look, what do you think is going to be the starting salary when you get your bachelor's degree? And there were people that was like, well, I'm thinking like 65, 70 grand. I'm like, 65, 70 grand? You better think more like 35 to 45 grand.
35 to 45, because I don't know where you get 60 grand coming in.
I'm like, if you lucky, especially a lot of it depends on, frankly, what industry you're in.
I know as an accountant, without even getting the CPA, you're coming in making 60, and they give you a bonus. Yeah. Once you get your CPA, it bumps you up to 70, 75, or even greater. But if you're coming in, I don't know.
So think about it. What if a person goes to school and they get a degree in education and they become a teacher? And the
No,
teachers,
see, hey,
teachers,
No teachers ain't making pass
teachers
forward.
already underpaid to begin with. Now they do have in place, they do have a loan forgiveness program. But the loan forgiveness program is, I think if you're a teacher, if you work in a not-for-profit sector, I believe you have to make, is it 120 consecutive payments? It's something like you have to pay without missing a payment for maybe like 10 years or something like that. Without 10 years, by the time you pay 10 years of that student loan, if it's at $700 or $800 a month, you do the math on what that is. And then here's the other thing: even if they only gave the $10,000 wouldn't even cover the interest on those student loans. The interest alone on that is ridiculous. So to me, in good faith, one of the things that, and we talked about reparations and stuff like that before, one of the things that he may want to do, you want to make it right. Shit, you didn't already redline black people and did all kind of other stuff. Look at it case by case on a specific basis instead of forgiving a student loan debt for somebody. Well, and chances are, here's the other thing: if a person is wealthy, you don't have to worry about forgiving their student loan debt. You know why? Because chances are they had generational wealth and their parents probably paid for them to go to school because they didn't want them behind the 8 ball to begin with.
So it's already.
So yeah, I'm not buying with Biden is selling on that. Guys,
I think too, like, you gotta look at the analytics behind it. You gotta look at the top 20 majors all across America, because you can't say across the world, because you got an influx of Asian, you got and other people that's coming in that's dominating the market as far as for the US citizens that's having these majors or whatever. So a lot of other people that come into here, especially Asian and Indian. Shout out to the Asian and Indian brothers, but you have a lot of them that come in and they dominate the market, and also with medicine too. So what I'm saying is that
those are high profile jobs usually.
Right. Now watch what I'm leading to. With those, I think as far as if Biden want to do that, he has to go for the ones that's at the lower tier. The ones at the lower tier, as far as
School
marketability. Yeah, as far as marketability, as far as to get actual jobs and have a career, because it's different from having a job and having a career. A job might last 1 to 3 years. A career might last 2 to 50 years, or 2 to 40, or 2 to 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, the ones that have the careers and that's at a lower demand on that higher tier, those are the ones that I think that Biden need to excuse, because a lot of times a person can go 4 years, maybe even 5 years, whatever, get a degree or whatever, and they'll get that degree, but that degree won't hold weight in 2021, nor in 2022. Now, if you have something like coding, criminal justice, or something like that, that'll hold more bearing as far as in the actual market, as for it to sell yourself. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm thinking is that the ones that's on the lower tier, not saying that those are bad concentrations of study to follow or to get a major for.
They just don't pay.
A lot of people, they just don't pay well.
Yeah.
So you gotta look at the ones that pay well, like I said, the ones that's early coding and IT and stuff like that. Those are the ones that shouldn't get that much of a break, but the ones at the lower tiers should get more of a break.
And that's how they should differentiate it, man. Those that can afford and the ones that can't, because their diplomas or their degrees is just sitting on the wall and they're still working. They're not even working. They're not even working in the profession that they went to school for. Yeah. Those individuals should have their pardon.
Yeah,
and I had a loan and I was pardoned, but I only got pardoned because of my health and I'm not working. You know what I mean? So I showed no income to pay for my loan, and I was pardoned for it.
Yeah.
But I had to constantly put in paperwork to show that I'm not working, to show that I'm still, I'm doing dialysis and all these different things, and I'm not I'm not creating income. So how can I pay for the bill? But my case is different.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people out there who went to school who are not in the profession that they went to school for.
Yeah. Yo, think about it. It's like a person could go to school, have a dream job. You could be like, yo, I want to be in tourism, and end up working at the front desk of a hotel, making 25 grand, 30 grand a year, and somewhere in South Dakota or whatever, and got this humongous student loan. Like, look, the whole system in general is flawed. If he really wants to look at it, you need to look at what the cost of actual education is, because a lot of these schools that's not state schools, they're private institutions. They're not capped. They get government money, and they could charge whatever they want to charge. So they could sell somebody a useless degree,
right,
for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
For an industry that was dated 30 years ago.
Yeah, like, yo, you want a degree in how to do DOS? you want a degree in Xerox printing? Whatever it is.
That used to be my industry right there, Xerox printing, bro.
Whatever it is. But was it the printer that had the two things on the side that you tear up? Like,
the perforated sides? Yes, sir.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They pigeonhole people into getting these degrees. Then the person get out. They have this expectation that they're going to get all this money. The job is not waiting. And then they strap with this student loan debt that leads to failure to launch. They can't get a home. Generational wealth is created usually by people owning a home. That's how it starts for people. And when people don't have that opportunity to own a home because, and that's not to say that people don't make poor choices. They have some people that'll go out and get a Benz or whatever before they get a home. Right. That happens. But at the same time, like, yo, you want to tell me that a school teacher that's getting a starting salary of $45,000 a year, they don't deserve to go to college for free or have their loans forgiven?
Hey, real brief, I don't mean to digress on it, but I always thought, bro, that teachers should get paid hell of a way more than what they do, because they are preparing the future.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers and police officers, because you got teachers that's preparing for people to enter into society, and the police officers to maintain society, and neither one of them get paid enough to deal with society in a whole.
But you know who make the most money? Entertainers.
Basketball players, sports figures,
actors, actresses. Those are the people that make the most money. And here's the sad thing about it. Like, I feel like this is going to be another situation where the people who seem to suffer the most in this country are not people that are extremely poor or people that are extremely wealthy. Everything seems to get sucked up on the people that's like the working class people. You don't qualify to get whatever benefits because of the little bit of couple of dollars you make, and you don't have enough to live extravagant like the wealthy people. You just literally in a rat race.
Living check to check. That's it.
You literally in the rat race just trying to get ahead. So, I get Joe Biden's logic. I just think that there's bigger implications with it. And like I said, like, it should be a case by case scenario. I maintain if he's saying that, he don't want to forgive people that are wealthy, forgive their student loans, they could easily look and see people's tax returns and know what people are making. But here's the thing I'll say, like, if you're a wealthy person, you ain't going to make your kid take out student loans. Your kid's not going to take out student loans. And the sad shit about it is there's a lot of wealthy people that don't pay for school because they got endowments already, so they get scholarships and their kids go to school for free and they don't have to worry about it. It's just like he got to do better. He got to come better with that, because there's some people that even with $50,000 removed off, that's still only scratching the surface of the student loan debt that they got.
Yeah,
that is a fact. I know some people in the 100,000s, like, damn. And why are you working at Macy's?
And the sad thing about it is Macy's probably be closed soon.
Right.
Macy's about to go out of business. Everything. Yeah, that's another thing to think about. Look at automation is going to take some of these jobs away.
It's already doing it. It's taking away warehouse jobs are gone now.
Mm-hmm.
All automated.
Truck driving too. Imagine if you went to truck driving school and you got student loans for truck driving school.
It's a wrap.
Bro, I looked at the analytics about as far as with artificial intelligence and robotics. they saying by 2035, 65% of the job market going to be AI or robotic.
Of course.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be an entrepreneur. You're gonna have to be creative in what it is that you do for yourself. Create a fucking spaghetti sauce. I don't know. Put it in a mason jar and start selling it. You're gonna have to do that, man.
Yeah. I mean, low key, people don't realize. What's automation for people who don't know what automation is. Automation is once upon a time you used to go to the supermarket and you used to talk to that person that would ring your stuff out, and it'd be the lines, and at every line there would be somebody, a cashier ringing you out. Now you go there may be 2 cashiers. Everything else is self-serve. Scan and go on your own. You go into the bank, go into the bank. I went to Chase Bank. Chase Bank literally had one person behind the glass as a teller, and they took and created like this whole other huge ATM. I was like, I want to go to the teller. They was like, nah, go to this. It does the same thing as the teller. Everything you could think of now, self-scan. So you go into McDonald's, one person behind the counter, one person on fries. They got the kiosk thing for you to do whatever it is you need to do on the kiosk.
That's crazy. That's right.
I'm glad you said that though, Sinan, because I got a Target literally like 3 minutes up the street from me, right? I go to this joint at least 3 times a week, get a little knickknacks, whatever, knickknack patty whack shit, and they have enough like registers for like 16 registers.
Mm-hmm.
But they have one active person or maybe 2 max on the active register.
Right.
Then they'll have a line for the self checkout. That line be as long as forever in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And you might have like fucking 20 people in that line to do the self checkout. And I'm like, damn.
Why you can't open up another register? You know why? Why I'm gonna pay somebody to stand at the register when I already paid for the machine one time to do it for free? Yo.
You know what it is too, though? You know what it is too, though, cuz? You don't got to pay that employee insurance. You don't got to pay that.
Right,
you don't got to pay.
Right.
Yeah, you don't got to pay overtime. None of that.
And
so that's all cost of benefits.
That's the biggest bill for employer is the benefits, man.
So here's another thing. You ever call now when you call around, you call these places, you see how long it takes to actually get an operator on the phone? They'll try to do everything under the sun before you actually speak to somebody live.
And then when you speak to someone, niggas in Hong Kong somewhere.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I can't even understand what they saying.
Working from home. They ain't got no damn...
Man, hey, Rob, that joint be mainly India for some reason.
Probably because the wage. Honestly, probably because the wage there is probably cheaper. They probably outsource it, paying a cheaper rate. So again, that's what I'm saying. So you think about it. This dude talking about these jobs are not going to be here.
You're going to have to create your own job, man. And this is something that's been mentioned to the public years ago. I think the minister was saying that Brother Elijah Muhammad was telling people in the 30s, start working for yourself. And that's right when the industrial boom started to happen. They started making these factories and putting people in these factories to work. But he said at some point, they're going to create a machine to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All the way cars are put together today on conveyor belts. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what you gonna do? What OG Dad said?
OG Dad said jobs changed. Horseshoe guys became car mechanics.
That's a fact.
So he's saying that the evolution that, okay, so you know what? This may be going, but they still gonna need somebody. So maybe they don't need to actually hire the 5 target employees, but they got to have one person that actually knows how to service the machines if the machines go down.
Yeah, that's 1 out of 5.
So jobs do change, but I do think that with automation, a lot of these jobs are going to go away. Like anything that they feel that they can get a computer to do or robot to do, they're going to be like, they don't need you.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah. I watched a couple of things online, and they was talking about with Elon Musk. Like even though Elon Musk has a lot of different things going on with Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company, and all this other stuff, exploration out there to Mars and all that. He basically saying like, yo, if we don't like downgrade the antecedent or what's pushing this damn artificial intelligence, stuff's gonna go crazy in a couple of years,
Yeah,
sooner
but
than later.
he's 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 saying that, but at the same time making vehicles that got auto drive.
No. Well, the only reason why, because the auto drive stuff, and even when he do the robo cabs, that's gonna compete with Lyft and Uber, and it's
Yeah.
also gonna be it's also gonna be energy efficient. So them CO2s from like the normal cars that's not energy efficient, that goes out to the air, and like we talked about earlier, the ozone layer. Elon Musk is revolutionizing that stuff. Now, the main thing that I don't know if I was telling you about this shit on earlier or not, a couple of weeks ago, it's coming down to like, it seemed like it's like some like comic book shit. It's like you got Jeff Bezos is like is like like it's like Lex Luger, and Elon Musk is like either Iron Man. What's the other dude?
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
No, not well. Okay, you might say Bruce Wayne,
What
but what I'm saying normally, it's like Professor X versus Magneto.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they race them for they race them to be the first trillionaire. But I'm like, yo, if they both collaborating on a solid effort to change humanity, because well, one seemed like he's more for humanity more than the other. I think Elon Musk, well, he's projecting to be more for
He's
humanity.
Elon Musk
Jeff
is
Bezos looked like more of an opportunity. It's all about capitalism.
well, Elon Musk, I think, has found the things that are profitable that appear to be humanitarian efforts. Like anytime you start talking about you want to monetize trips to the moon, for wealthy people. So clearly, like what I don't see what that does for humanity. That's just wealthy people got money. If you want to go to the moon, I'll take you to the moon. But
it clears the population a little bit. It takes a little more motherfuckers out on the planet, and they ask to Mars.
Why are we talking about
that don't upscale the other stuff that he's doing though? Like, I mean, that might be
no,
one
he's doing great things. He's doing great things. While we're on the subject of space exploration, you guys, I don't know if you've seen that NASA did successfully land, I think, like a rover on Mars, and we supposed to get we supposed to get audio from Mars within the next couple of days. They showed some photos already, and they're also saying that the purpose of this mission is supposedly to see if there's ancient civilization on Mars. So
there's life on Mars.
Yo, let me say this. At this point, nothing surprises me. If they found the shit, I'd probably be like, yo, whatever. 2020 and 2021 has taught me, like, yo, just
there's life up there, man. Like you can't be so naive to think that we're the only living creatures out in the universe, whether they look like us or not.
The one thing, it's several things that I ponder about. Number one, you can be, outside going for a walk, going for a jog, XYZ. You look up in the sky, you see stars. You might not see that many stars, but you see stars, right? But but say if they on ABC News, CBS, or whatever, and they had people doing a live feed. Remember how the dude did the live feed jumping from the little joint down to Earth?
What? Like, we talking about the moon?
You remember that?
Moon? What? Somebody jumped?
Not from the moon. He was at the International Space Station about
I never saw that.
2 years ago. Right. But peep this though, right? If we are here on the biosphere, right? The Earth. Mm-hmm. We look outside and we see the stars and all this other stuff, right? You might not see that many based upon where you are in the hemisphere, on the biosphere. But when you go on the news, right? And they show these people, these astronauts doing live feeds from the International Space Station or whatever the hell they at. Even if it's somebody on Elon Musk could have a joint on Mars or whatever, right? When you look in the back, when you look in the background, you don't see what?
What
You don't see not one what?
What are you talking about? You don't see the stars?
You don't see not even a speck.
Oh, nah. Yo, Zane, what was it you was sipping before we came on?
No, I'm being for real. Like, no, bro, we out here on Earth, right? The sun is 93 million miles away from the Earth.
Okay.
The moon is maybe a little less than 200,000 miles from Earth.
Okay.
Right? So when you have these astronauts or rovers or whatever, even if you're on the moon, which is less than 200,000 miles away,
all right.
Well, if you're on Mars, that's even more of 100,000 miles away.
That's further.
You don't see not even a speck in the background of a star, nothing. You don't even see the moon. Like even when they be on the moon,
when you see stuff from like Mars and all that, what do you mean?
You don't see any other planets orbiting the planet? You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, but you don't even see stars. You at least see a little speck, a little tiny. You don't have to strain your eye, but you will see something.
What vantage point are we talking about, though, Zane? Are we talking about like if somebody's in outer space and the footage we see at outer space? How come we don't see the stars behind them?
How come we don't see nothing but black in the background?
I mean, I don't know. I've never given that thought. What's the significance of that? So what's your hypothesis that space doesn't really exist?
No, space exists, but it's being controlled. It even goes back to how they were saying, like when they first landed the what you call it on the moon, when they put the flag on the moon and all that other stuff.
So you think that?
No, Mars is there. Mars is a real planet.
You think that was fake?
No. I know that. But what I'm saying is that even back when they did the Neil Armstrong and all that other stuff. When you look in the background, when you're on the moon or whatever, you don't see nothing in the background. It's pitch black. That's impossible.
Honestly, I don't remember what the footage looks like.
Okay, well, even run back, and then even when they have the astronauts going live, when they out in space from the International Space Station, you don't see nothing. And look, and it's allegedly going around 360 rotation. You don't see nothing in the background, bro.
But you gotta say to yourself,
you don't even see the sun. You don't even see the sun from a speck from far away.
Do you know what stars are? Stars are nothing but other planets.
No, stars are other suns.
And they're so far.
The sun that's 93 million miles away. Estimate. That's the closest star to where we at. You see what I'm saying?
I'm looking at right now.
The sun is an actual star. Your star,
I'm looking at Neil Armstrong's the landing on the moon and trying to see like what Zane is saying. I guess you saying that's just like a deep space, all black background, and how come
black background, bro?
I don't know. You know, honestly, I've never given it thought, probably because I've never cared. But it's something to think about. But again, so what's your hypothesis? Like, what is the?
You think they front? They just lying to us?
Oh, this is interesting. Look, Dad says they have the limitations of photography equipment.
OG said what? I think it's the limitation. Hey, OG Dad, prove me wrong, bro. Prove me wrong, OG Dad.
So OG Dad, next week, Google find us some pictures of outer space with stars, because he sees stars in outer space.
Yo, go get the app. Star Walk 2. And
Star Walk 2?
Star Walk 2. And that'll tell you what every star in the atmosphere looks like. And I follow it. And when I go out my window, it looks like that. Now, when I go outside, I know exactly where Mars is. I know exactly where Saturn is. I know where Jupiter is. And I match it. I match it up with my phone. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yo, Rob, Zane's saying from our vantage point, he's saying from our vantage point, we could see it. But how come when they in outer space, there's no.
No. You know what? Hey, Rob, big bro. I'm glad you said that, right? No matter what planet that they put the rover on or exploration, when they view that planet, you see in the background is nothing but black. There's no fucking.
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
And to OG no way in the world, bro.
And to OG Dad's point, they probably. What's the reason for having a lens or technology that was going to capture the background.
When you want to get you want to actually get the stuff.
The way we're on Earth's looking at the planet. That's probably not the
No,
real
but see, Rob, it's also reversed because when you have them astronauts up at the International Space Station, it's the reverse lens from where they at. It's not our lens, it's the International Space Station, something that costs millions upon billions of dollars that private companies are putting money behind. So they have that. So we going by the International Space Station lens, and we don't even see that.
But what they're saying, Zane, is that they're not saying that it's not an issue in relation to the cost. Cost is relative only when you wanted to do what you wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? So maybe they invested millions of dollars because they want a lens that's going to pick up whatever's in the soil or whatever's, in the how you call it, in the sand or whatever it is. I don't know. I think we spent a lot of time on this. This could be a whole nother subject for next week that we could talk about. Outer space. Why is it black? What is this racism at its finest? Outer space. Why is it black?
Wait 2 hours talk about that.
Yo, our last topic though for tonight though I think is a good one though. Has the internet emboldened people to portray something that they're actually not? And the reason why this came up for us is because the reason why this came up for us, like I've seen a number of different posts this week. Like I saw my son had a post out about how people are doing tweet buys and
called the coward.
And just say whatever online. There are a number of people who have platforms where they just go buck and say anything with no merit to it. I also saw where recent documentary I shared with you guys. A recent documentary is being filmed or was filmed for a federal informant, and the director of the documentary said that they feel like this person used the internet and social media to manipulate the world and make the world believe that they were something that they actually weren't. And the reality of it is like, yo, I'm in agreement. I think that I love the internet, but I think the internet has created a lot of people that were probably people who sat alone at the lunch table when they were in school, or people who had no friends, or people who had no kind of social life or whatever, and they've got behind the camera or got on the internet and pretended to be something that they were not.
Hell yeah. The internet is.
You know what the scary thing about the internet is also though, and I was sharing this also. And I was saying this to somebody that, the internet can make you believe that your good life is a bad life based on the depiction and the visuals.
What you see, son. You start looking at people and be like, damn, why my shit ain't like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I won't say I was a victim of a dumb thug, but I had somebody throw some dirt on me and my wife, and then when they see this in the street, they ain't had shit. It was like they just staring at you. It was all that tough shit then. That's why I'm like, it's a lot of cowards. A lot of cowards out there.
You should have still did the mashed out posse jank on the dude.
Listen, man.
You should have let him. You should have made sure he seen stars.
Right, son.
Yeah, ain't no sun or nothing.
My thing is, even if you get into an altercation with somebody out there thugging, mm-hmm. why even get into an argue with somebody knowing when you see him in public, it's not gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
Because if it were, they would wait to see you when they're in public. I'll wait to face to face to say what it is I gotta say for you. Yeah. But some people feel because they're behind the screen or got their little keypads, they can go off. They get that shit off their chest, go buck wild. I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you one thing, two things for sure. Integrity is learned behavior.
Uh-huh.
Respect is learned behavior. If you don't have it before you on this fucking computer, you ain't have it afterwards. So you can thug all you want. You can say anything you want. But when you see me in public, have that same fucking energy.
Yo, you know what makes it easier for people though? Anonymity.
Yes.
Because sometimes I just look in the comments of some of the stuff that people say, and I'm like, yo, why would you say something like this? Why are you on this person's page saying something so damn hurtful? But the anonymity, like people feel
why are you tough? Why are you all of a sudden tough? And you ain't tough. You ain't even built that way.
Yeah.
I know people that talk tough, and I'm like, That's not even you though.
Everybody online is either you tough, you a scholar, you rich.
Right, son.
It just.
Yeah,
Man, you want to say something?
It's whack. Yeah, Zay.
I think at the end of the day, like shout out to people I fucked up back in the day, but I mean, I'm not being for real. But the thing about it is like
Out and about though, bro.
I was out and about. Saying so. The thing about it is that now that we have prime example, brothers. Remember a couple of segments or episodes back. Imagine if we had social media back when we was in high school.
Yeah,
It'll be crazy. But now it's like
niggas would get arrested if we had social media. We have all these cameras and all that.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody have a little case going on.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So now, like
all that.
Right. So now what I'm saying, like even with how we put up the joint with shout out to my son from the Bronx. You got people like where they talking about the rats or the snitches or gang related shit and all this other shit, and you be like, yo, I went to school with this motherfucker. This motherfucker was quiet as a fucking church mouse. No, I'm being for real. But then they'll get signed or they get initiated, through a certain whatever they flagging, and they become a whole different person. But you be like, God, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So that right there messes up the whole game, bro. Because at the same time, them same people that go through that shit, whatever they do to get on and get signed, they come out and then they become these big men.
I'm not even talking about people getting signed. People, they ain't gotta have shit going for themselves. I'm just talking about the only thing they got is a phone or a computer.
I got you.
But they just become a whole nother persona. Like, yo, you said, to be somebody who you grew up with. You like, this ain't this person.
Even in the gun culture, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everybody want to carry a pistol because niggas can't fight.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone want to be a killer. Yeah. But then, all right, now you killing somebody, you get sent upstate, and you become a pussy in jail now.
It's a whole nother story up there.
Whole nother story now. That happens too.
That didn't happen in jail. That was actually really what the person was in the street. You get what I'm saying, Rob? Like, yo, they ain't become a pussy in jail. They was one in the street.
It was one in the street. They ran to their gun because they couldn't throw their hands.
No, it's public knowledge now.
But no, I think what my son brought up that is something that is it's like a plague on the internet. And then even with these shorties, you have shorties.
You said niggas be tweet buying.
Bro, it's a lot of shorties that I know that watch this podcast that I went to high school with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was rapping to them. They might lose some weight. They look totally different. And then people holler at them, but they was like that from back in the day. I'm like, well, no. Then there's another joint is you got a lot of big joints, right? You look at them now, you're like, oh shit. She actually, she did her thing, whether it was she went under the knife or what, or did it natural.
Where's this going, Zane?
I'm about to tell you. So what I'm saying is, look, at the end of the day, social media could be a gift or a curse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just all about how you control it, how you keep real with yourself, and all that other stuff. Because like at the end of the day, they say, look, no matter what you portray on Instagram or whatever, yada yada yada, it's people that actually know you.
Mm-hmm. And you gotta look at yourself in the mirror. You know what you are.
Social media is just an extension of who you really are. Just giving you another avenue to show who you really are. Now you come in here and create a persona that you're not. You got to live up to that once this turns off. Because you still got to go to the store. You still gotta walk outside. You still gotta go to the bank. You still gotta, you know what I'm saying? There's still things you gotta do in the world. So you can't come up here and be Superman and to go out there and be Clark Kent. It ain't gonna work.
You know who we owe an apology to? We owe an apology to women, because women always get hit with they catfishing, or they know their angles. But honestly, it really is they catfishing, they know their angles, but the dudes is not doing anything different, because the dudes be online posing and fronting, everybody online
flashing money, all this dumb shit.
That you got all this bread, or if somebody right now was to touch down on this planet and just say, tell me about civilization based on based on social media. They looked at social media, they would think that everybody is rich.
Right. They back, everyone got a business.
Everybody's rich, they an entrepreneur, and they twerk, and it's all about entertainment. Because there are people that I know that's on social media, and I interact with them in real life, and I'm like, this what you portraying, on social media does not match up with who you are. And I wonder, I'm like, why is it that you feel compelled to present that yourself as this person? Like, what do you get from it? But that's why I said, I think anonymity, I could get behind a computer and I can pretend to be whatever I want.
You know what it is too? Whatever. I wish they had whoever comes out with a new social media platform, this joint have to have requirements, and actually the whatever you post and all that other stuff, because right now it's just like y'all said, or like how we said, it's too much going on. And then number two, one thing I don't like though, man, I go through my feed, like I said, you already know what I'm about to say. I go through my feed and you always see a woman shaking her ass, man.
Yeah, so that's the new attention. That's the new thirst.
Do you turn your phone off?
Huh?
Do you turn your phone off?
No, I blocked them. I blocked them.
You blocked them?
But as many as I blocked. Okay, look, if I block one, I see double as much. So I'm like, what the fuck? Is this like a fucking drink?
It's the algorithm.
I told you before.
I'm like, is Mark Zuckerberg down with this shit? Like, what the fuck?
He's hitting you with the algorithms, Jim.
Yeah. That's they showing you what your interest is. Man is condemning these. Stop the filth. Stop the filth and looking.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I how you call it? Like I said, I would just to me, I'm just like, I just want to see people just be who you really are. Like, as a rule of thumb to people, I would say to young folks, if a person got to tell you how wealthy they are, they probably not wealthy. If a person got to tell you how good looking they are, they probably not good looking. If a person got to tell you how smart they are, they're probably not smart.
How tough they are, all that shit. Yeah, it's
usually validation comes from other people. If people self-validating or trying to tell you what they are, they don't believe that's what they are. They're trying to convince you.
Right.
It's narcissism, man. It's narcissism at its best, man.
Yeah. So, to me, the moral of the story is, I think, there are good things and there are bad things on the internet. I just want to see people, just.
Internet's a tool. You should use it as a tool. Use it as a tool. Use it to research. Use it to learn something that you didn't know before. Because now you have the world at your fingertips. You can type anything you want and something will populate where you can learn. Be curious about what's on social media or the social platform. But don't sit here and create a persona that's not you, because you're gonna have to live up to it. And a coward dies 1,000 deaths. So if you want to sit here and get called out 1,000 damn times, that's up to you, man. You know what I mean? But you only live one life, man. So.
Or you in people comments telling people they snitches and they suckers or whatever.
You a backstabber, but when I see you, you ain't got shit to say.
Right.
Oh man,
that's why, and also, I mean, I'm gonna make it evident. Like me and these two other brothers talk about it all the time. We got certain people that be online. They check out our podcast. We know they checking the joints out. We see everything, but whether they have another social media platform or whatever, they might talk down on what we talk about. But we on a whole different hemisphere. Number one is that we don't interview people and talk about incriminating evidence. We don't do that bullshit. Nah, I'm being for real. No, this is grown folk talk over here. Like we don't do no shit like that. We don't talk about no fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine and all this other dumb shit. We don't do that. We talk about stuff that people can learn from and grow from. We don't do none of that.
That's right, Zane. We try to present information.
Yeah. We try to present information that people can grow from. And
conversation, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, and at the end of the day, it's like the podcast game ever since this pandemic came out, it's oversaturated. But I tell you what though, each one teach one. Those that's tuning in, whether they're your loyal supporters or ones that's to watch this, whether you're seeing it now or seeing it later, refer another person to watch this because we talk about real life stuff. We don't talk about no bullshit. We don't talk about we talk about hip hop and everything else, but we're not gonna string along with the stuff that a lot of the gossip. Yeah, about a lot of the gossip. We ain't gonna do no gossip shit. Right. We get our stuff from the straight source. But I mean, and it is what it is with that. With us, another different podcast.
And on that note, that's how we live, son.
Yo, but we do have to say this before we wrap for today. Neither one of y'all was able to name one Romeo song.
I can't, bro. I can't. I mean,
let me hold on.
Yo, hold on. Yo, but check it out. You can't name one Romeo song. Give me 2 Kwame songs.
It feels good. I remember that feel good.
Tony, man. It feels good.
Shit. I'm showing. That's hold on. Kwame.
2 Kwame.
What's that joint? His main joint. He had the lady singing.
Rhythm, Only You. Then talking about Only You.
Only You.
Little Romeo, my baby.
I don't even know that song. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
See, but a lot of people don't know that Kwame is a hell of a producer too, though.
He is. He did On Fire by Lloyd Banks, and he did
He did On Fire by Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, he did On Fire. You didn't know that?
I never knew that, bro. I never knew that.
And he did what's the chick's name? Is it Vivian Green? Get Right Back to My Baby, where he took Before I Let You Go. He flipped the Before I Let You Go beat.
Wow.
Yeah, he did that too.
Wow.
And this is OG Dad got classic lines. Can Master P name a Little Romeo song? Yos. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we have, in summary, we'll never probably ever get an interview with Romeo. Probably won't get one with Bow Wow. Little Vicious, possibly still, because I don't think we said anything horrible,
terrible
about him.
We gotta get an interview with OG Dad, man.
Kwame may be a possibility. We've only had good things to say about him. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So that's everybody's homework for next week.
Hey, Little Romeo.
Find one Little Romeo song
that you like.
And back again. Because Rob and Shanana ain't gonna say this shit. But all you podcast motherfuckers talking bullshit that have other podcasts, motherfucker, don't make me come up there.
Pastor Kavasi.
Your motherfucking ass.
Pastor Kavasi.
Number two, we have better content than y'all. No Ideas Original content. No Ideas Original content is untouched right now.
Uh-oh.
Like, don't get me wrong. We started later than a lot of these other podcasts that's popular, but we coming.
And on that note, we say good night. Peace.